Hello everyone, we are Group 6. Today we are going to talk about crisis communication plan for Tsunami and Resort Airline number 6. First, the introduction. Our plan involved tsunami and earthquake response, crisis communication plan, minimize losses, rebuild tourism, and restore reputation.
And before giving you more details about our objectives, messages, and actions, I will firstly give you a brief description of the crisis on the Resort Island number 6. So the Resort Island number 6 is a 100% commercial island focusing on tourism within 1.5 square kilometer, owned, developed, and managed by one company. And the main method to get to the island is by ship. And the island's infrastructure can accommodate 1,500 people, including staff. However, during the national holiday peak, 2,000 visitors filled the island, and much more unexpectedly, an earthquake triggered the tsunami surrounding the island. With only a 30-minute early warning and many people out at sea, the rapid disaster resulted in widespread vulnerability and tragic outcomes. Some people were still on the sea playing and working when alarming, and they could not receive the alarm signal. And before they contacting with the outside and getting rescue, there were already 20 people missed, 160 people slightly injured, and 40 people badly injured, and 2 people died because of the strike by the ashore ship. And other people were trapped on the island with panic, and only 50% of the buildings and roads remained, and the tsunami cut the powering system. And we initially identified the likelihood of this crisis as medium with score 3 because the lack of location and geological activity of island. It is hard for us to evaluate the possibility of tsunami and earthquake. Well, the impact of the crisis is high with score 5 because the severity of the dead and missing is high and the living condition on the island is bad. And therefore, we cite the total vulnerability score is 15 with high risk. And based on this crisis, we will analyze the impact and the solutions as follows. And now I would like to introduce the second part, the objectives of our CCP. And the short-term objectives would mainly focus on the immediate actions after the crisis. So the first objective is the rescuing and evacuation, because the safety of trapped people is the first priority. So we aim to provide rescue and first aid by professional team to keep the rate of further injured, dead, and missing people under 3%. Also to organize at least 85% people on the island to evacuate in a safe and orderly manner within 3 days. And then the objective of recovering infrastructure like powering system and communication system to improve resource efficiency on the basis of remained 50% infrastructure and make contact with outside as soon as possible to obtain consistent supply for at least 1 week. And then also the providing psychological support for the trapped people. And fourth one is about media tracking. To release media reports on the tsunami and earthquake within 4 hours of the occurrence and also give the follow-up release. And the final one is the objective of clarifying responsibility through cooperation, communication, and investigation. And our long-term objectives will mainly focus on the restore tourism and improve crisis management. And this will include to build crisis team with clear responsibility of each department and update early warning system and emergency response system within 1 month after the crisis, and also to increase the amount previously invested in the emergency by 10% to test and organize emergency preparation, and also to train the staff with the ability to respond to crisis situation and basic knowledge. And in the third part, we try to identify the key stakeholders, and they will include the tourists and staff who are trapped on the island, the families of the missing and the dead, rescue team and medical team, the company and the spokesperson, and the media. And we also think the government and other agencies like the weather bureau is also important because it will help accelerate the rescue progress by providing support. And the final one is the tourism partners and investors because they will be responsible for reconstructing relevant infrastructure and supporting reputation and image maintain of the company.
We will take actions in crisis response stage and post-crisis stage. In the crisis response stage, when the crisis is happening, our crisis communication plan will focus on containing damage and protecting reputation. In the aspects of containing damage, we will try the best to assist the country to send firefighters, medical personnel, as well as tents and other materials to settle tourists. In the meantime, we will arrange professionals to repair the power equipment and restore the power supply of the island as soon as possible to ensure the communication between the island and the mainland. Also, we will provide free evacuation services for stranded tourists, such as free special flights, and prioritize the injured to send them to more advanced hospitals for treatment. To protect the reputation, a statement will be published in the first 4 hours, and a press conference will be held within 48 hours. We are going to update the information in real time and be open and transparent, by which gain the public trust. In the post-crisis stage, we mainly focus on rebuilding confidence. We will firstly fulfill commitments made during the crisis, including providing psychological counseling and compensation to the victims. Secondly, we will set up a crisis investigation committee to review the weak points of the crisis management and improve the ability. We will also monitor the public opinion in social media to minimize the damage caused by them. Besides, we rebuild infrastructure that are ruined in the accident, upgrade the disaster alert system, and accept the supervision of the public.
In this part, I will introduce our crisis communication team. The crisis communication manager, typically the CEO, possesses extensive experience in crisis management and leads communication efforts during a crisis. The public relations manager plays a crucial role in managing external communications and media relations, ensuring consistent messaging is disseminated. The legal representative provides legal guidance, ensures compliance with laws, and advises on appropriate responses to crisis situations. Operations and departmental representatives from key departments like IT, HR, and finance offer valuable insights and expertise specific to their areas during a crisis. Together, these roles work collaboratively to effectively manage and navigate crises within the company. As a crisis communication manager, the CEO is recommended as a primary spokesperson due to their authority, credibility, expertise, and understanding of the company. The PR manager should serve as a backup spokesperson for their communication skills and media experience. This ensures effective messaging and handling of media interactions during a crisis. Since we have 2 types of spokespeople, ensuring the message is consistent is the most important thing. Their behavior and statements should be consistent with the company's core principles and brand image, and should not respond differently to the public.
So in part 7, we will show you our company's pre-gathered information brochure that we've put together for you. Let's start with the basic. The most important thing is the rescue number, which you will find at the beginning. The island we were covered on an area of 1.5 square kilometers. Also, we included a map with location of 2 tsunami evacuation assembly and 1 fire evacuation assembly. There is information about the buildings on the island, and it is crucial to note that buildings at this evacuation site are designed to withstand large degree of tsunami and earthquake. So moving on from the basic information, our brochure also covers the emergency communication system. Firstly, there is an employee contact booklet that includes contact phone number, emails of employees and manager. And secondly, there is a diagram showing how to operate the radio room. enabling staff to quickly take control and broadcast important information. Also, we have prepared evacuation script for the relevant crises. And this is the script you can have a look. The next section focuses on supplies, including transportation, food, and medical resources. We included a table for transportation, supplies, and food storage, and our medical resources. It is important to mention that we will update the latest storage status for food and medical supplies on a weekly basis. Lastly, we categorize tsunami level into 4 categories based on Japan's classification. The first is a major tsunami warning. It means the tsunami height is expected to exceed 3 meters. It indicates the possibility of severe and destructive tsunami. And second is a tsunami warning. It means the tsunami height is expected to be between 1 to 3 meters, and it indicates the possibility of a significant and damaging tsunami. And both of them need immediate evacuation measures. The third one is tsunami advisory, and it indicates the possibility of a minor and potentially damaged. Final one is tsunami information, and it will have a small impact. So that's all for the part 7.
Next part is key messages and the communication strategy. First of all, the most basic is internal message. After the crisis, the company urgently called a meeting with all departments and asked them to carry out a rescue in an orderly manner. The company also reminded all departments to keep alert and communicate in time, and encouraged employees to fulfill their responsibilities and verbally put forward the rewards to encourage the morale. Secondly, more importantly for external message, first, the company released a holding statement within 4 hours of disaster. Secondly, CEO made a speech to further explain the situation. Thirdly, company held a press conference. Fourthly, company also communicated with other relevant stakeholders like the rescue team and the shareholders. It's important to know that the holding statement included the basic information of disaster, the current situation, and the subsequent actions, which was posted on the company's official website and social media accounts. As this figure, explicit explanation from CEO included first express our condolences to the casualties, the actions we had done after the disaster, explain the current situation and the compensation and the reconstruction arrangement after disaster, rebuild the confidence of publics. So, in a conclusion, we should improve our ability to manage crises, respond quickly, reduce loss, and protect people as much as possible. And that's all about our presentation. Thank you for listening.